this is where I'm going to get roasted, and I'm sorry in advance. I had no idea who Bad Omens were before this concert. I also had no idea that I was going to regret that decision of drinking. No skills. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen out there in the multiverse that we call the internet? How are we doing today? Answer me. And look at me when I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. Anyways, I hope you're all doing well. I am doing fantastic. I'm joined by my co-host, Brandon. How are you doing today, bud?
I'm doing great. Well, mentally.
Physically, it's a different story, and the physical aspect is something that we want to talk about today. Today's topic, we're going to be going a little bit more in depth about music and the genres of music that we listen to, what we jam to, what other people listen to. Because Brandon and I, we consider ourselves musically gifted in the realm of metal music, but it's kind of hard. If you didn't know already. We actually just recently put out a podcast where we talk about other music that we do listen to outside of rock music. If you haven't watched it, you should do that. Like right now or after this one, and then go watch it. And then before that, we had two other podcasts where we talked about nothing but rock music because the entire group, we're all metalheads. Oh, yeah. And we have so much fun talking about this, but the one hard part is when you have between 4 and 5 dudes all sharing stories and conversations about rock music in a time crunch of maybe an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes, we don't always get to say everything that we wanted to say in the video. So this Tavern Talk is going to be a little bit more just in depth about the music that Brandon and I listen to, what we like, what our interests are, and we definitely want to know in the comment section down below, like, what do you guys listen to? Are you a degenerate metalhead like us? Do you like a little bit Justin Bieber? I won't tell. I promise.
Oh, I will.
That's between you and me. He's a bastard, but that's between me, you, and God. Okay? All right, so let's kick this thing off. Brandon, you did mention at the beginning of this that you are feeling a little physically ailed. Would you like to tell the folks, wherever they are?
Don't worry about it.
What happened and why you are temporarily disabled in the physical nature of your body?
Well, first off, I would say that I just... yesterday, as of this recording, came back from a metal concert, as you do, and I partook in what we call the pit. If you know, you know. You ever been? Great. If you haven't, do it. Anyways, it was fun. I had a great time. It was all worth it, but I did sustain a little bit of injury to my ribs, and I also got elbowed in the face, but that doesn't really hurt all that much, but a little sore.
Shit, that's happened.
Yeah, it's what happens. Of course, feet killing me, constantly getting stepped on. Some people with boots. That's not fun, but whatever. And so, a little in pain today, but it was all good. The concert was great. Probably one of the best ones I've been to so far. And
go ahead and tell the folks who you saw.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, first opening act would have been We Came as Romans. Amazing. They're a great opening group. Nice. They hyped up the crowd pretty well. Then we got to the big three. We got Black Veil Brides, Motionless in White, and Ice Nine Kills. Two of them are like my two favorite bands right now, being Ice Nine Kills and Motionless in White. Never been too much of a Black Veil Brides fan. I'm slowly getting into their stuff, but it's a process. But
I think I only know maybe Oh yeah, and Andy Biersack is a fantastic, or I'm sorry, Andy Six. He's a fantastic frontman, but I'm pretty sure I only know 2 of their songs. I know the Fallen Angels and Knives and Pens.
Yeah,
which both are great songs.
They're fantastic. Those are songs that I also enjoy. That being also with Scarlet Cross, Torch, and In the End. But In the End is an obvious one. That's like the big one. But they did a good show. Being that even if I wasn't all that into the music, I can respect the energy that they gave the crowd. The crowd was losing their crap.
Mm-hmm.
So it still was a fun time. And most of the White Knights Night Kills, if you've seen any of those two, they're all over the place. The energy is amazing. Chris Motionless is a great hype man, and Spencer Charnas is just entertaining in general. That guy can put on a show. So this has led to
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he might actually be sick in the fucking head at least a little bit.
That man, he does. No comment. Anyways, it was amazing. Had a great time. The show was all around, no ups and downs. It was just all up. So great time. Granted, I did get a little beat up, but so goes the pit. DJ.
That's what happens in mosh pits. Mosh pits, everybody thinks that mosh pits are so violent. No, dude, it's therapeutic because ultimately it's like every genre of music, there's a way that the music can move you from, like, you hear hip hop and you want to start breakdancing. You listen to gospel music, especially at the church that I grew up in. People would do this thing called shouting, which is you just start making your body move in weird ways because the Lord told you to. Then there's metal music. We have mosh pits, we have circle pits, we have the wall of death. It's nobody actually really fucking dies. It's just what you see on the camera. It looks a little bit more gnarly than it actually is. It's just a bunch of dudes randomly shoving each other. That's it.
Oh yeah,
that's how the music moves us.
And I actually have a very fun.
Sorry,
I was about to say I have a very fun memory of my first Wall of Death being at a Wage War concert. It was a small venue, small room, packed full of people. I'm surprised we were even able to split the room in half for this. So it was very tightly packed, and it was amazing. It was fun. I don't know. It wasn't too, I guess, crazy because of how tight it was. I imagine when you have a more open area for a Wall of Death, it gets a little more crazy, and I would like to experience that once. I almost got to at a date, remember, but I couldn't get to it. The freaking crowd was so huge. It was hard as heck to get to the middle.
Oh yeah. My first Wall of Death would have been, and again, disclaimer, nobody actually dies. The most painful thing is that first collision when essentially, let me explain for those that don't know. A Wall of Death is the crowd gets split to where there's a good distance of people separated. And then when the singer, quote unquote, releases you, you guys run towards each other, and the most painful thing is that you're at the front, you're at the behest of being collided with by the other people on the other side that are at the front. It hurts for maybe a couple of seconds because then everybody tends to back off, and then it just goes back into regular mosh pit. It's not bad. It's actually really fun. My first Wall of Death, though, was 2006, Bullet for My Valentine. I remember this because this was the first year they had just dropped their Scream Aim Fire album, which is, I won't say it's my favorite album. The Poison's always going to be my favorite album, as it should be everybody's, in my opinion. But this was also going to be the first tour where they were actually headlining for the first time. They were no longer going to be an opening act. They were going to be the closer.
Yeah.
And they opened up with Scream Aim Fire, banger song. If you haven't heard it, give it a listen. And all of a sudden, Matt, I believe his name is Matt Tuck, the lead singer. I think so. I could be wrong. I forgot.
Yeah, don't ask me. Like, I know nothing about Bullet.
But all of a sudden, he has the crowd separate, and we ended up doing a Wall of Death to Waking the Demon, which is a very good song to mosh to, if I do say so myself. And then the most recent wall of death is back in July. I went and saw Hollywood Undead, Bad Wolves,
Falling in Reverse and Papa Roach. Yep, I
Falling
went
in
to
Reverse.
that exact
Yeah.
tour too. Yep.
We missed Bad Wolves because the traffic was great, and I love being in a car when a concert's going on. Love it. We managed to catch Hollywood Undead, and we missed their first song, but it was actually kind of funny seeing them live because there were so many problems, i.e. J3T could not get his hands on a functioning mic, to where at one point, no word of a lie, his mic gives out during one of his rap verses. Charlie Scene gives J3T his mic that was working perfectly fine, but as soon as Johnny has it in his hands and he goes to sing into it, Mike kills out. He gives the microphone back to Charlie. The mic started working again.
Okay, that's funny.
So now you see J3T walk off to the sound guys on the side of the stage, and that we're on the side of the crowd where we can actually see the sound booth on the side of the stage.
Yeah.
And for those that know, Johnny Three Tears is a big boy.
Oh yeah,
He is a
man's
big
huge.
man. He is beefy, like scarily beefy. He goes up to the sound guys, and all you see with it, like his back is turned to us, but you see him just marching to the sound guys, even though we can't hear what's going on. He's just like, "What the fuck? Excuse me, I swear to God, I swear to God." And I'm like, he's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill these people right now. Oh God. But back to the whole wall of death thing. The most recent wall of death for me was actually Papa Roach.
Really?
It was out of nowhere, but it was also kind of underwhelming. I love Papa Roach. I've been listening to Papa Roach forever. Everybody, when I say the song "Last Resort," if you know, you know. You don't know, learn yourself something. All of a sudden, Jacoby Shaddix. He's just like, all right, separate. I'm like, wait a minute. At a Papa Roach show, we're doing this? What song do they have that we can do this to? We did it to yeah, it's just called "To Be Loved," the first song from the Paramore sessions. But instead of having like a big solid like big gap, and we were in a big open area, like we could have gone bigger, but I would say there was maybe 10 feet from side to side.
Yeah.
So not that far. A guy my size, that's a step and a half. So we couldn't exactly get like a running start. So he releases us, we all collide, and then the pit just stopped. Like it completely stopped. And I'm standing there scratching my head like, where'd everybody go? That was interesting. We came to the conclusion of, though I love Papa Roach, all my friends that I went with, Falling in Reverse stole the show.
Really?
Falling in Reverse stole the show because I love Ronnie Radke. I've loved Ronnie Radke since Escape the Fate. That's best Escape the Fate, by the way, to all you Craig Mabbitt fans out there.
No, I agree wholeheartedly.
But from the fact that he's just an insane vocalist, he can scream. He's actually a pretty gifted singer. And then to boot, for some reason, and I know because you saw them live as well.
Yeah.
Did you or did you not, every single time he threw that microphone in the air, did not a piece of you at least go a little bit, God, I hope you fucking drop it, because that'll be on Reddit in 5 minutes, and I want to see this.
Yep, every time. I'm like, okay, this time, he's going to drop it. This time, never happened. Not once during the show. I was a wee bit disappointed. But also, I was like, you know
God
what?
Damn it.
At the same time, I was like, you know what? Fair enough. Good on you. You never dropped it.
Hi there, DJ here. I apologize for the interruption, but I really do hope you are enjoying the content. I just wanted to take a few moments to bring awareness to you, our audience, and our community about Diamond Blackfan Anemia, a blood disorder that is slowly on the rise, and we want to do our part to put a stop to it in its tracks. So if you can, it'd be greatly appreciated if you can visit the website in the link in the description down below. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you for the support. Now back to the video. And he scaled it too. Like every now and again, it was a light toss, and then as the show went on, it went from like, okay, he tossed it a couple of inches. Okay, it's a couple feet in the air. Holy shit, it's hitting the light rafters, and he still caught it every time. Damn it!
Yeah,
I hated it, but I loved it.
It's great hearing your experiences with that show, because I later on, like a couple weeks, like 2 weeks later, I went to that exact tour with that exact lineup, and it's funny how your experiences is so much different, because in my show, I'd say Papa Roach took it, because at the crowd, even on that "Wanna Be Loved," that "Or So Love," whatever, that song where he wanted us to separate and mosh, the entire song was a mosh party. Basically, the entire crowd, like a huge circle, was nothing but a mosh pit. For the entire thing. Granted, I didn't mosh for that show because honestly, I was gonna wait for A Day to Remember, because I had A Day to Remember literally a day after that show. So it was like back-to-back shows. So I was like, I don't want to be dead for A Day to Remember, because I've already technically seen this tour. Only difference is that Falling in Reverse was there this time. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to enjoy the show. It's a good show. I'm going to have some fun. And it was amazing. And Falling in Reverse was incredible. Though Papa Roach did get a little bit more excitement with the crowd, with the moshing and all that. Though it was really close. I'd say those two were easily like the big two. Hollywood Undead also did a good job, but of course they're not the type of band you mosh to. So it's like, yeah.
I think it's also varies, like A, where you live, and B, like where the actual concert was. Like yours was in, I'm assuming, an actual venue.
It was at a Hard Rock,
meant to have music performed, right?
Rock Casino, yeah. It was an outside area
where this concert,
Hard Rock, yeah.
Yeah, where this concert took place, it was in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. If you were to look at it, if you were to take away the crowd and take away the stage, it looks like whoever set this up, they just found a big plot of dirt and they went, let's put a stage right there. And then they just jerry-rigged the stage, and then everybody else was just standing in front of it. There was a gap between the merch booth and the stage. I'd say a good 20-foot gap, where behind you could just see all the band's tour buses, to where every now and again you would actually see dudes that were in the bands just walking across doing their own thing. And the only thing stopping them, the 5,000 people that were here, it was a quite small area. They only allowed 5,000 people. No, sorry, not 5,000 people. I want to say there was maybe 1,000 of us tops.
I was going to say, mine is not that impressive either. I think mine was at least 2,000.
Yeah, this was maybe only 1,000 people, because they did kind of come up out of nowhere. But the only thing that was stopping them were like these 6 security guards. And anybody that knows security at concerts, not the most impressive bunch at all. Like, if we were to rally up and if we really wanted to, we could have waffle stomped them in Minecraft and rushed the tour buses in Minecraft, but we didn't do that.
No,
we did not do that. So, but but I also wanted to bring up, this was also apparently a lot of bands are doing this now. They're doing like dual tours, where they go on tour, take like a week break, and then immediately go on tour again, because you saw them without Falling in Reverse. Then Papa Roach goes on tour again. This was Papa Roach's tour. And now they brought on Falling in Reverse. And then you just brought up, well, not just, but when you went to Motionless in White and Ice Nine, same thing. That they had just got off tour back in, I'd say, July. And now they're already back on tour again, because I missed them the first time, and now they're going to be back here in where I live in November, and I already had tickets to go to that. I just have to wait.
Although I will say, even before that, because I know there's like the Trinity of Terror tours second time around, but I actually saw Ice Nine Kills even before the first Trinity of tour. So it's like they've been touring even before this one, and even a little bit even before their album release. So they've been on the road for a while, and
because Spencer Charnas is fucked in the head, but I love him to pieces.
Yeah, so they've been on the road for a long time, and this is their second time around. I didn't get to see the first time because those tickets were sold out before I even got the chance to buy them. So, but I'm glad I actually got to see it this time.
Because it's a good time to finally start going to shows again, since like concerts, conventions, which that's why we're having this Tavern talk, because the other 2/3 members of this team are currently at an anime convention being degenerate weebs, and we're proud of them. So concerts are starting to pick up again. So now all these concerts are starting to kick back up. Like I just bought tickets for Ice Nine Kills, and then in 3 weeks, as an early birthday present to myself, 3 weeks as of this recording, I should say, I just bought tickets to go see Knocked Loose and Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, and there's 2 other bands whom I've never fucking heard of, but I also really don't fucking care. I just want to go to concerts again, and I've been going apeshit. I went to go see A Day to Remember like 3 weeks ago. 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah. Say roughly a month has gone by at this point. And I love A Day to Remember. A Day to Remember is always going to be in my top 5 faves.
Oh, real quick, real fast. I have never seen as many crowd surfers as I did at A Day Remember concert. I swear, the entire fucking show, there was just constant crowd surfing. And I can
crowd surfers, the beach balls, the toilet paper.
And I can tell that the security was hating it because they just had to constantly kept fetching the people that would land in the VIP section, because the way that it was set up, the VIP or party pit or whatever was right in front of the stage, and then there was the general pit, the general admission right behind it, and people were crowd surfing and landing in the party pit, and they had to keep going in and out, just trying to grab all these people that were getting in.
Yep, that's how it was at we'll go back to A Day to Remember here in a second, but the same thing happened with I went to go see Metallica a few months back, like back in May, and it's a big ass crowd, and then randomly out of nowhere they just went, oh, so by the way, out of this big ass area, we're just going to take this section right here, and this is all VIP, so nobody's allowed to be in here. So they gated it off. There was people crowd surfing into the VIP section. Hell, there was just people hopping that little fence that maybe was 3 feet tall and getting into the VIP section, and so security was constantly having to go and tell people to get out. And I'm like, not for none, this is kind of a venue problem. You picked a shit spot to have a VIP section. Like a very shit spot to have a VIP section.
Yeah. Especially, like,
with honestly, a bunch of dedicated Metallica fans.
Honestly, with metalheads and metal shows, I really don't see the whole, like, thing that venues like to do with the VIP section in the front of the stage. You know there's going to be constantly people going into it that did not pay for it. At that point, why even have that section? Why not just make
at least
it
one of the
all
other venues that I go
admission?
to? That's why I think GA is best, but there's a venue that I do go to that's been around forever. They do have a VIP section, but it's not anywhere on the floor. It's up on, like, up in the stands. It's like a little separate section on both the left and right sides where you pay extra money and you can actually just view the concert that's happening down here from above. And it's really cool. And even then, the tickets aren't that expensive. Not like for Metallica, for their VIP package, one ticket was $2,000.
What?
No, absolutely not.
What the fuck?
I mean, I get it. It was a very big festival. It was a 30-long festival. I didn't care. I was there to see Metallica. Like, dude, it was such a travesty. So the 3 closing bands that were supposed to perform over the 3 days, the first band was supposed to be Foo Fighters. They had to cancel. Know why?
Why?
One of their members
Oh.
died in Minecraft. I'm sorry, because I just we have to be civil about this. Trust me, my heart goes out to the band and Dave Grohl. Like that's one of the hardest things you can that can happen is like losing a member of your band. So remember how hard it hit me when I found out that the Rev died.
Yep.
And then
we all know what happened in Linkin Park.
They stopped completely. But then the next day it was supposed to be. I forgot who was supposed to be the second closer, but they had to back out because all of them got sick.
Yeah.
Cough, cough, wink, wink. So because they were in the area, the Friday and Saturday closer was 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, gee.
All because they were in the area.
Oh, God. God damn it.
So I go to the merch booth, which took 3 hours to walk through, by the way, because so they have 14 kiosks. I'm sorry, they have 15 kiosks, but 14 of them are for the venue merch, i.e. the situation that was happening called Boston Calling.
Okay.
And then the last one at the very end was for band merch. And you weren't allowed because a lot of people thought they were going to be Slick Rick and they were just going to go through the regular Boston Calling line and then get band merch. No, they sent your ass to the end of the line and told you to go wait.
What the fuck?
So
that doesn't sound so.
Yeah, so 3 hours later. Oh yeah. So 3 hours later, especially you gotta know nobody's there for this fucking thing. They're there to see the bands. You need to have more band merch, like band boots. But I finally get to the line. Now keep in mind, 9 Inch Nails covered Friday and Saturday. How do you think they made it up to them? Out of that entire merch booth for band shit, there was only one 9 Inch Nail shirt.
Really?
One.
Wow, that's shitty.
And they did not have any sizes above medium. They were completely out. So if you really wanted a 9 Inch Nail shirt, you better be able to squeeze into a medium or small or an extra small.
If you're a big dude, you might as well wear that as the bra. Like, what the fuck?
I'll wear that as a fucking man thong. But it was a fucking disaster. But again, I love Metallica. Metallica was always on my bucket list of bands that I want to see before I pass. And so I got to mark them off my list. Judas Priest is off my list. Anthrax is off my list. The only one that and Iron Maiden is now off my list, and Slayer. So the only one that's always been on my list is. Now, the only one that I really want to see now is Ozzy Osbourne, because I've had all these opportunities to see him, and when I would go to Ozfest, when Ozfest was still a thing, for those of you that remember Ozfest, your back is hurting right now, isn't it? You old bastard. But I was never able to stay long enough to actually see Ozzy Osbourne. Of course, Ozzy's going to close out Ozfest. But I was also a high school student with a very strict mother who was just like, "It's time to go. I'm here to pick you up. Mom, we're in the middle of the Killswitch Engage state. I don't care. But Ozzy's on afterwards. I really want to see Ozzy Osbourne." "No, get your ass out here now." Shit, fuck, bitch. Get all the cuss words out now because I won't be able to say it to her in the car. Fuck.
Damn.
And now... allegedly, I think Ozzy made a full recovery. I don't know the full story yet, but allegedly Ozzy's not made a full recovery from whatever was ailing him, and he might be going on tour again.
He is making music again. ...
He
is making music. He just released.
I'm very okay with this.
So he very well could be going on tour.
Prince of Darkness. I praise thee. Sorry. I am such an Ozzy Osbourne fanboy. Oh my god.
I
The
don't
Prince of
blame you.
Darkness, he basically paved the way for most of the music that I listen to now. A lot of bands have either sampled it. If they didn't sample off of Kiss, they sampled off of Black Sabbath, or they sampled off of Ozzy Osbourne. And here's a hint. Here's a teaser. Something that fun fact in case you didn't know for some reason. The lead singer of Ozzy Osbourne used to sing for Black Sabbath. In case you didn't know.
You know, there are people that don't know that. It surprises me every time.
Yeah, there's people that firmly believe the song that he did with Post Malone, which slaps, by the way. They think, oh, look at Post Malone sharing his success and discovering and picking up Ozzy Osbourne. People legit think Ozzy Osbourne is famous because of the song he did with Post Malone.
The thing is, I have run into someone like that, and I wanted to slap the shit out of him.
I mean, the man's only been famous for quite literally 50 years, but you know,
only 50
Post
years.
Malone made him famous.
Yeah. I mean, who could forget Meet the Osbournes, right? No.
I'm the Prince of Darkness. And dude, like Ozzy Osbourne, he's such a phenomenon, like of a human being. On Meet the Osbournes, or when he was doing any sort of runway or anything, and you can't understand this motherfucker for shit. Nothing against you, Mr. Osbourne. You are a great man. I will worship the dark ground that you walk on. But you ask him a question, and he mumbles a lot. And it's a mixture of, you know, his old age, plus he's done every single illicit drug under the sun twice, tenfold, with some sort of twist. But as soon as he has a microphone in his hand,
like clear as fucking day, sings amazingly.
Like he's back in his fucking 20s, like nothing happened. And it annoys me because I want to be able to do that too. It's not fair. I firmly believe it's because he's. Is this the thing with just British people? Maybe. Tell me the secret. If we have any British fans out there, are you guys just built different? You're built different, aren't you? Yeah, y'all play rugby.
That means I gotta hit up the singer of Architects. Be like, hey, are you gonna be like that when you grow up? You gonna be like that when you're old?
I need to hit up fucking Danny Warsnop from Asking Alexandria.
Seriously. I want to hear a good blah when you're 80.
Like that's his final send off before they pull the plug. Just, do you have any final words, Mr. Warsnop?
Okay.
But it's fucking true, man. And then another fun thing that took me by surprise is Danny Warsnop at one point had like this little solo side project where he was an American country singer.
Yeah.
The Brit metalcore vocalist had a side project of being an American country singer. Look me in the eyes, Danny. Why? Not why'd you do it? Why do you sound so good? You're better than half the actual country singers are on the radio now. I need more. Anyway, back to rock music.
Although when I first saw that, it was funny, but after a little bit, I'm like, you know, he kind of does do it good. A little. I'm not the biggest country fan, so it didn't really hit me all that good. But right. I can respect how good it sounded.
Song recommendation: did you all ever want to check out Danny Warsnop and not a screamo way? It's a song called "Don't Overdrink It." It actually bangs pretty hard. You're into country music, or you're just a Danny fan. It's actually just a pretty fun song to listen to casually. And I'm not kidding. I'm not sitting there like trying to blow smoke up y'all's asses. It's actually a genuinely good song, and I respect Danny for not just like reaching outside the lines and changing up his sound, changing a genre. We know another guy that did that, but it's because he lost in a diss battle, and he became a punk band.
God, and the fact that people go around and saying that he is influential and he's like one of the best right now, and I'm like, you can go fuck yourself. The fuck you're talking about? The man's only here because
The
he
man in
lost the
question-
last 2 genres he was in.
Yeah, the man in question we're talking about tried to get into a diss battle with possibly one of the heaviest names in hip hop. Got smacked up and then kicked out of hip hop. Then tried to go against one of the greatest frontmen to ever grace a metal band, Corey Taylor of Slipknot. Got smacked out of that genre, and now he's in a soft rock / punk band where his hit song that the last song that I found out was him talking about how he's in love with an emo girl. And I'm like, what happened? Are you okay? Do you want a hug?
Honestly,
Not for
I
me, don't
wouldn't
touch
know anything from that specific shithead. I don't listen to at all.
Just there's a reason why we're not saying his name. We don't like him anyway.
But I will say real quick. Speaking of Corey Taylor, I also recently saw Vendread or Vended, whatever. Vended. There you go. Awesome.
Yeah.
That boy got his father's pipes.
Oh yeah.
If you know, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? Screw it.
Stuff that I
Corey
recently saw.
Taylor's son's amazing. You probably should check out Vend if you ever get the chance. Singer is his son.
Yes. Runs in the family.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
don't do what your dad did back in the day with early Slipknot. Like, don't set yourself on fire or dangle from the lights or jump into the crowd while you're on fire. That's not a good thing to do either. Just whatever your dad did before psychosocial, don't do. Okay, just don't do it. All right, love you, kid. Anyway, but yeah. So recently, I went to a Day to Remember concert.
Yep, me too.
Little thing with DJ. This might be kind of condescending, and I'm probably going to get roasted for what I'm about to say here. But I tend to not really give a shit about opening acts or the opening bands, whether they're known or not. I don't really care. That's like my friends and I. That's where we take the time to find parking, because parking is impossible here where I live.
Yeah.
But also we like to have a little, a cheeky little tailgate. Like we missed the Bad Wolves concert. We missed the Bad Wolves set on the Rockzilla tour because we were still caught in traffic. But we had intended on missing their set to drink and like tailgate a little bit, because prices at concerts for a beer, you should be ashamed of yourself. A lot of you. $14 for a Bud Light, kiss my ass.
I think I know you're gonna go with this, and I think I know what band you're talking about, and I can agree wholeheartedly because I love them to pieces.
But so we're in the parking lot of the Day to Remember concert. We're having a cheeky little tailgate. The first band takes the stage, and this is not a stadium, but it's a closed venue, meaning we can't see anything from the outside, but we can hear it very well. Again, I don't really care for the opening band. Whatever. Next thing I know, Bad Omens, the opening band, is taking the stage.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I'm going to get roasted, and I'm sorry in advance. I had no idea who Bad Omens were before this concert. I also had no idea that I was going to regret that decision of drinking in the parking lot, because we missed the first 3 songs. I heard the first song. My friends and I were just like, beer. We hear the singer scream. We're just like, oh my god, drink them quickly. Now. We gotta go. And we run to the ticket booth to cash in our actual, to cash in our tickets. And we're like, we gotta go. We get there as they're performing their last song. And I'm looking at the singer. That scream coming out of that little body.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. I did not expect that. My nips were hard for 4.5 minutes straight. I was like, yo, I'm so sorry for the disrespect that I showed you earlier.
Yeah, now I imagine right after that you started looking up their shit, huh?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Side note.
Holy shit.
Out of the NoSkill members, I'm pretty sure the biggest Bad Omens fans are probably me and Mikey. Don't quote me on that. I know that he loves them, and I do as well. I have not asked Adrian or Fraser, but for a fact I know, me and Mikey, we just love Bad Omens. I saw them technically twice now, and each time was better than the last.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed. They're about to go on tour again.
Again, yep.
But and then after them, it was the Ghost Inside, which this was their first tour back since their accident. For those that don't know, they got into a bad tour bus accident where I believe their driver tragically lost his life. Rest in peace. But also their drummer lost one of his legs. As a drummer, you kind of need your legs to, use a kick bass, but it was actually very innovative with what they did. So their drummer comes out on stage. He has the nub, but they also put up this little stand that he can rest the nub on. But when he would lift it and hit said stand, it would activate the kick drum underneath it.
Ah, innovative.
So now he can use a double kick with his nub and his still intact leg.
I can only
please
imagine.
Don't take offense to me using the term nub.
I only imagine his thigh muscles from having to practice doing that for a long time. Just imagine how fucking muscly his thighs are now. Having to lift his leg.
But it was so. And it made the show that much better because on top of it being the Ghost Inside is just a fantastic band, but it also made it that much more meaningful and inspiring to see it live, happening directly in front of me. This band went through something tragic, and not only did they manage to bounce back, the band as a whole, including the drummer, they came back stronger than ever before, and it was quite inspiring. If it weren't the fact that I was too busy defending my life in a mosh pit, I might have cried.
That's what sucks is that I wish I was able to see them because I've heard a lot of their music and I've been a somewhat follower of the Ghost Inside for a long time now, on and off. I have the feeling to listen to their stuff, and it sucks because they weren't there whenever I was on tour or when I went to see them. All there was Bad Omens, Beartooth, and Day to Remember, and that was a 3-band act.
Yep. Which is still still a fantastic lineup.
Oh yeah,
but
it's a good lineup.
There's...
I'm not the biggest Beartooth fan, but they did do a good show. The singer is crazy, might I add. He is absolutely hyped up to the max. That guy can go for days, apparently. But
oh yeah,
it was a good show.
That's one fun thing about a lot of. But that's one fun thing about a lot of bands is even though I might not listen to you your music on my Spotify playlist, but for some reason when you're on tour with bands that I am actually there to see, and you'll leave such a lasting impression on me to where I'm like, maybe I was wrong. Parkway Drive is a key example. I didn't really listen to too much Parkway Drive, and then they performed the song Wild Eyes, and I just hear the crowd chanting and singing. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm gonna remember this forever.
Yeah,
this is fantastic.
This is basically the same story that I had just a little bit ago with Black Veil Brides. I didn't really listen to their stuff up until this show that I had last night, and I'm over here maybe I should look up their stuff because that show was amazing and a lot of their stuff did sound good. And now I think I'm gonna start listening to their stuff now. Maybe I was wrong.
Maybe I was wrong, Parkway. I'm sorry, so sorry. But then the closing act, and as you saw them as well. What can we say that's bad about A Day to Remember? Correction.
Nothing.
You can't. They're perfect. They're perfect. Dude. I mean, the first thing that I noticed is they didn't have a bassist on stage, but then again, I stopped caring as soon as I saw Jeremy McKinnon because he is my favorite. A, he's handsome. B, he's talented. C, he's quite handsome. And D, holy shit, he's talented. The man can sing, the man can scream, and his voice, he's had to change up his screaming, like his scream and growl sound because he's older. But he managed to adapt a new technique to where he can do it. It may sound different, but now he can continue that metalcore screaming vibe that he wants to give and that he's been giving since 2007.
Oh yeah, the new song "Miracle" is a good example of that.
That's saved
awesome
to my favorites of Spotify.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah, they opened up with "Downfall of Us All," which is probably one of the best ways to hype up a crowd because it's just a bouncy song that you can either mosh to, jump to, plus everybody knows it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first 3 seconds when you hear the first da-da-da-da-da, you already know what you're in for. And if you know, you know.
Oh yeah.
Now know it. Sing it. Now. Or don't, whatever.
Like
But they put on. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it was like for the opening act for the show that I was at for them. Like first one was a Downfall of Us All. I grabbed the cup. I realized that. Goodbye. Anyways.
Yes, she did.
And because normally what bands would do is they'll play like 2 songs back to back before they even say anything to the crowd. So it was Downfall of Us All, and then immediately right after that was All I Want. And that immediately got the crowd just gone. They were already hyped. Minute Downfall of Us All came up. There was already a mosh pit, and then you also see a bunch of crowd surfers. It was already just a party at that point. Before they even said a word to the crowd. That's the fun part about
ADTR shows. Yeah. But that's one fun thing about a Day to Remember shows is that it's not just a concert. It's just genuine fun. Like it's a party inside of a rock show because they incorporate so much from not only the crowd surfing, but then also they'll, for those that know that I've been to a Day to Remember concert, they'll start throwing random things at the crowd for them to pass around. I.e., they'll throw toilet paper out. You're supposed to just keep throwing random rolls of toilet paper that Jeremy somehow has. The beach balls. Everybody now wants to just pop around these beach balls unless you're that one dude that wants to kidnap it and pop it. In which case, fuck you. You're an asshole. We were having fun. You're a piece of shit, and you know it. And I hope your ramen never tastes correct. But and then to boot, all the classic songs that they have to where you can sing along with them, from Downfall of Us All to All I Want to Wax Larry, What Are You? Mr. Highway said Mr. Highway's thinking about the end.
All signs point to Lauderdale, one of my favorites. Yep. It definitely it gives me the impression of how I feel about where I live currently. I hate it.
So it's just a lot of fun that they incorporate into it. And then of course you're gonna have the whole as soon as they finished, which I don't know why people don't know this at this point. When you see the band walk off stage, the show is not over. Mm-hmm. Trust me, they know that they have an encore coming because they didn't perform 2 of their, hands down, possibly 2 of their most famous songs of all fucking time. People were actually walking out. They're just like, well, the show ended kind of early. And I'm like, oh, you're stupid. Bye now.
Goodbye.
So, again, Jeremy takes the stage, but now he's holding an acoustic guitar. I wonder what song he's going to play.
Oh, yeah. That's always a good one.
He always plays If It Means a Lot to You, because that, hands down, is one of their most popular songs ever released. Damn it.
Shit, you probably can make an argument. You can also make an argument of that being one of the most popular metalcore songs in general. That is like so fucking famous.
It spoke about real shit.
Exactly. And it's a great way to light up a fucking area with people pulling up their phone lights and just singing along. There's no moshing, there's nothing. It's just phones waving side to side and singing along to it. And it's a whole arena of it. And it's always a great sight to see.
Dude, especially when he will just tell the crowd to take it away, and we're as loud as he is because we all know we're all arm in arm. I'm sitting there just like la la la. I should call her. Damn it. I love that meme, dude.
I should call her.
And then probably my favorite song, which came out in 2007. That's how long I've been listening to them. I'm old, by the way, wherever you put them. Is The Plot to Bomb the Panhandle. That song is just fun. I remember I heard that song on, no, it wasn't MTV, it was Fuse, because it was a show called Headbangers Ball. And Headbangers Ball, quick side note, it was just an hour long of just metal music videos. So you're not going to hear, like Simple Plan, Good Charlotte, all though very good bands, but they focus on mainly just metal. And it was hosted by Phil, the lead singer of All That Remains.
Yep.
And the first thing that I noticed is they managed to get Ron Jeremy, of all fucking people, in a music video. And you don't need to know who Ron Jeremy is if you don't already know, and don't Google it. But they managed to get Ron Jeremy in the music video wearing a martial arts gi. And he's teaching a bunch of random people from the schoolgirl that's wearing like a school uniform, a bunch of random dudes, and then an old lady. He's teaching them how to slam dance.
Really?
And it was the funniest thing ever. I'm like, I'm going to remember this band for the rest of my life. And here we are, almost 20 years later, I still am a giddy schoolgirl for a day to remember. If you don't like a day to remember, well, I have some choice words for you that I'm not going to say on this Tavern Talk, but just know you are wrong.
Still one of my favorite bands of all fucking time. I think they're like top 5 for me.
If you don't like ADTR, go touch Grace. Okay? No Maidens. Helpless Ratio. Dead.
God, you're so cringy.
That's part of my charm, though, at this point, dude. But no, so how long have we been going for? We've been going for about an hour? Huh?
I think we got like another 15. That's why I want to kind of bring you back in.
All right.
And I want to ask you a question on your experiences at, because we're going to go away from the rock genre here. I want to talk to you about your experiences with rap concerts, specifically stuff like Tech Nine and all those guys.
Well, I'm a Tech Nine super fan. I've seen Tech Nine at least 7 times live, and 2 of them it was back to back. My buddies and I, we traveled from where we live in Connecticut to Rochester, New York, to go see Tech Nine one night, and it was he had just dropped the Strangulation album, or the Strangulation Cypher. So he had everybody with him that was still signed to Strange Music. So it was him, Chris Calico, Sess Crew, who were brand new at that time. Brother Lynch Hung and Stevie Stone. And Stevie Stone is actually greeting we actually dropped money to go to get VIP packages, so we can get in there early because we got to do a little Q&A hangout session with Tech Nine and Sess Crew. And Stevie Stone was at the door just dapping people up. Like, also, he's just like, and Stevie Stone has, for those that know Stevie, he has a deep fucking voice. So you just hear, "What's good?" Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Dude, puberty just drop kicked you, didn't it? Oh my god. And then beforehand, we were actually out.
Boots. Damn.
Uh-huh. And then beforehand, we were actually out grabbing lunch. And again, this is in Rochester. We found some shop that was selling hot dogs. And I'm sorry, no, that was the next day. But so that concert was great. But then the next day we had to shoot up to Providence, Rhode Island, where they were going to be performing. This is where we saw Recognize, who's a part of Mayhem, just walking the street, and I'm seeing a rapper that I look up to. I'm like, we can't say anything to him. We can't say anything. Just don't say anything. Just shut your fucking mouth. My buddy Billy, he just rolls down his window and he just goes, hey, yo, wreck. And I'm like, he's gonna shoot us. You can't fucking do that, dude. He's fucking famous. Recognizes, turns around. He was just like, hey, yo, what up? You gonna be there later? Fuck yeah, we are. Yeah. How'd you do that? You son of a bitch. But then afterwards, we park, we go get some lunch at this hot dog spot. And then I'd say 10 minutes into us, like we had just gotten our food. Ubiquitous from Cess Crew walks in.
Oh.
And I love Cess Crew. I think they're very poetic in their music.
Yeah,
he just
good.
casually strolls in. He's wearing his own merch. He's wearing his own merch. And he randomly just walks up behind us. We're sitting there. We have our Strange Music merch on, which I totally forgot that we were wearing. So he walks up. Even though he doesn't recognize us, he recognizes those shirts. He knows, okay, these must be some cool people to talk to. He just walks up to me and he goes, hey, yo, what's up, man? And I'm like, oh, shit. Hi. Hey, yo, I like your shirt. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Ubiquitous UBI, sir. Hi, Captain. Hey, so what do you recommend? What's good here? I'm losing my composure. I'm losing full. I can't even talk right now. So my buddy Billy again takes charge. He was just like, "Oh, go with the junkyard. It's this, that, and the other thing. I think you and Godimus would like it." He was just like, "Hey, yo, sick on you, nice." Gets the hot dogs, and then he walks back up to us, and he was just like, "You know what? This shit already smelled good. By the way, I paid for y'all's meal. Thank you very much." And I'm like, I'm gonna go happy vomit. Excuse me. So that's how we ended up getting to meet Ubiquitous and Ubiquitous of Cess Crew. Again, Cess Crew is fantastic. Check them out. I recommend the song either Soundbite or Seven Chakras. Very poetic, very well done.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's probably my favorite rap concert that I've been to. But my first one was well, actually it was Tech Nine. It was Tech Nine and Paul Wall.
Ooh, Paul Wall.
Uh-huh. I was there to see Paul Wall. I didn't know who Tech Nine was yet.
Yeah. But now you fucking do.
I quickly learned. Oh, yeah. Now I know absolutely everything from Tech Nine, from his early years of Mitch Bade, to Absolute Power. To even some of his new shit. It's amazing to me, like, how deep and how many people this man knows.
Oh, yeah. That man has
like randomly, it's just like, oh, so I'm going to just be on a track with E40. Why not?
We'll just casually throw in fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You know, why not?
Hey, yo, so I'm also friends with Corey Taylor. I'm in his music video.
Yeah, they made 2 songs together. Both slap. Oh, by the way,
right, now, before I take up too much of this,
to hear about Corey Taylor rap. But all right, what's up?
I was about to say, before I take up too much of this, talking about my rap experiences. Your first rap concert, your favorite rap concert. Who do you see? Who do you like? Who do you hate?
I've tried. I was gonna go to a tech one on the 28th of August, but I didn't have a way to get there, so I didn't buy the tickets. Sadly, I really wanted to see
because Tech Nine is just fun to see. I think we discussed this a little bit on the most recent podcast that you should be seeing as of this recording today or tomorrow.
Probably another 3 days.
Okay, where we just wanted to talk about the realm of hip hop and like hip hop music that we do listen to. Because yes, it's unspoken. If you've heard any of our recordings, like between me, Mikey, Brandon, and Adrian, we let it be known that we are degenerate metalheads, and we wear that on our sleeve. But we also listen to other music, i.e., hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I the biggest hip hop fan? No. Are my hip hop artists that I'm very like diehard and want to listen to? Yes. Tech Nine being one of them. Every single one of them had strange music.
Mm-hmm.
For our early years of Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is still a king in my book. He will always be a king in my book. You can't change my mind.
Yep.
Snoop Dogg, Eminem, those two. You know, like if you don't know Snoop Dogg or Eminem, were you born yesterday? Go
Oh,
do
I'm
your homework.
sorry. Were you listening to 6ix9ine? You fuck. No, anyways.
6ix9ine is the savior of rap. No,
No,
he's not.
no, he's a cancer.
You have trash
Anyways,
taste.
I think the closest
And then,
thing that I have is just at Knotfest seeing Tech perform. That's the closest I got. If one little
Yep.
performance. And from there, I've been dying to see him again, but an actual show, an actual rap show with everyone in strange music and all that. But I just haven't had that opportunity, sadly, for one reason or another. It
because
just
rap shows.
it never happens. As it
Well,
is,
because it's a rap show. Like there are rappers that have mosh pits and shit.
Yeah.
Like what's his name? Travis Scott. I know he has, outside of a certain festival that he had, his shows go crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
like absolutely nuts.
Heck, I mean, shit, like even so much as Logic. I've been wanting to see Logic forever, and he is finally going on tours again. He is making music again. He just went on tour. He's still on tour. Only issue is none of them were near me at all. None. No show. And it fucking annoys me. Because I'm like, I don't want to take a plane to fucking Texas or Arizona. Come on, man.
I hate to pull a hill on you, Mr. Logic, but damn it, Bobby.
Dude,
Bobby
like,
boy.
Damn it, Bobby. But like, and it would have been an awesome show because it was the two big headliners was him and Wiz Khalifa. Like that would have been an awesome show to go to. And it's like, fuck. They're nowhere near like central US. I think there's like Oklahoma shows or shows here and there, but like they fucking just ignore areas like Iowa, Kansas, and Nebraska. And I'm like, well, shit.
Nothing against Wiz Khalifa. This might be a hot take, but I understand that he's essentially one of the best of the modern time. Because I remember when he first, well, at least my first experience with him was Black and Yellow. But I can't say I am a Wiz fan. I know how fantastic you are because everybody that I know that listens to hip hop, you are in their top 5. So I'm not going to discredit Wiz Khalifa, but I can't personally say I am a Wiz fan.
When it comes to Wiz, and this is just me, because I haven't really listened to a lot of his newer stuff. I'd say the last 4 years ago is the stuff that I would listen to like 4 years prior. And so I've been listening to him since before he technically got famous, when he was just a regular dude doing raps on YouTube. And that's something, if you know. That's way back. That's way back. And so I basically was able to see this guy's rise to fame. And I've been following him for a long time now. And same with Logic. I've been listening to him since before his rise to fame, where he was still underground in Maryland, doing all his thing with like the Young Sinatra EP or mixtape and all that stuff. Shit. Back when his music videos, he wasn't even in the label yet, but he was wearing those FaZe Clan hoodies in the one song. I forget the name of the song, but he was wearing a FaZe Clan hoodie just because it fit for the song, like aesthetic or theme. So he just wore it. It was awesome.
I remember watching that. Yeah, I remember watching that video on Temper's channel of him and Logic getting into a skateboarding tournament, and I'm like, you're just gonna casually have a trick tournament with a rapper? Just
yeah.
What a flex! All right,
Logic,
cool.
Dude, he's a homie. If you ever seen how he acts in public, he is just like the biggest nerd. He is a huge nerd, and it's awesome to see because he's just so fucking wholesome. And
that's why I love how nerd culture is starting. I love the fact that nerd culture is actually starting to get into the realm of hip hop, because you have like these rappers that are like closet nerds, but now they're just taking it out of, no pun intended, but now they're just coming out of the closet as nerds in their music. Because you have like, you have Bobby Tarantino, you have Logic, and then you have the likes of, Young Gravy, Trippy the Kid, and I'm like,
and Juice World.
Wow. And Lil Dicky.
Lil Dicky is a given.
Great Lil Dicky. He's fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my god, I've never laughed so hard at a music video. Like, I forgot the name of the song, but the entire music video was him going up to other rappers like houses or music videos and like trying to just film a quick snippet for his music video using their shit. But it is fucking hilarious how everything goes down, and the song bangs.
Yeah,
so I love the fact that
I need to check his
like
new stuff.
I think hip hop was great. And shit, I just had it. But I love how the fusion between hip hop and even rock music, because you had your hip hop, your rapcore fucking bands, like Linkin Park, Rage Against the Machines, Hollywood Undead, Head PE. Be careful if you listen to Head PE. Some of their shit is quite questionable, but give them a try. I recommend the song "Represent." Represent's actually kind of a fun song, but so I love the fact that it's so adaptable in other genres, to where it again, you have Tech Nine on a song with Corey Taylor.
Yeah, that itself is insane.
So I love the fact that hip hop can be adapted into other genres, not just, okay, it's rap music and it needs to stay rap music and it's going to stay and remain in rap music. No, you can throw it in anything, as long as you have the creative mindset to actually adapt it. And I respect that when it comes to hip hop, and I love how it's becoming more and more open. Granted, for some reason, and not to shit on them, but the people at Double XL for your freshman cipher.
The last good one I saw was the one of I think it was Big Sean and Logic, that and whatever other lady that was there. She was good too. I just don't remember her name, but that was the last good one. That was years ago, bro. We're talking about 2012, 13, something like that. I don't remember.
Oh, the last one that I saw, which was I think from 2 years ago, I could be wrong. Polo G saved it. Like, if Polo G wasn't there, it was gonna be shit. Like,
Yeah,
hot
literally
shit.
I would say the last, ever since 2014, 15, or whatever, you'll have all these shit rappers, but then you'll have that one guy that saves it, or they're all shit. It's either that one instance of a one good rapper, or they're all shit. It's neither or.
Yeah. Like, I remember one of them, Lil Dicky saved it, because I didn't know two of the guys, but then it was Lil Dicky and Designer. And when it comes to Designer, again, not meaning to sound disrespectful, but Designer is just a walking, breathing fucking soundboard with some of the noises and sound effects. I'm thinking, oh, dude, he must have like really gone in depth in the studio to make some of these sounds. And then people are like, no, that's just his fucking neck being weird. Like, that's him making those noises. Wait, that's actually man-made? He made that come out of his mouth? Yeah.
Yeah, when Designer went up, I was like, damn. It sounds like he's just repeating every single word over and over again. And honestly, I wish Dicky went longer, because honestly, it was good, but it was also a really short verse. Yeah.
Well, because for ciphers like that, they give you they tend to just stick to giving you an 8-bar. If you're lucky, they might give you a 16, but it's also on time crunch of, this is supposed to be quick, this is supposed to be rapid, and it's supposed to be off the top of the head. And you can definitely tell who was rapping off the top of the head, because they couldn't come up with shit. And Designer did an 8-bar of sound effects.
Basically,
yeah. He made noises. Skra, ba ba ba, grrr. Look at that. I just did 8-bar sound effects. Designer signed me.
All right, let's make a NoSkill cipher. Just that.
Let's go. NoSkill cipher. Let's go. Let's do it. I'll actually write a rap too. But again, Lil Dicky saved that because he is so lyrically gifted. But I love the fact that even though he can rap about whatever the fuck he wants, he's also like, I'm a huge goofball. That's what I'm best at, is being a goofball. Hence the song like Freaky Friday that he did with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
My dick is trending on Twitter. What the fuck? That's one of the lines in the song. It gets me every time. I'm probably gonna listen to the song when we're done here. That, and I'm also gonna order some tacos because I'm hungry. But and again, I want to know in the comment section down below whether you're team rock, team rap, or team fucking I listen to it. Who do you listen to the most? What genre do you listen to the most? Are you more of a rock guy, a rap guy? Do you listen to anime music videos? What do you listen to? I want to know more about you. Even those that think that a day to remember sucks. I want to know about you and why you're wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, show me how wrong you are. Anyways, but real quick before we end it off, a little fact just to hit you guys with a little bit of a out of nowhere fact that I learned. I learned recently that a guy I work with, or lady, her husband calls himself a metalhead, but here's the but. All he listens to are metal covers of Disney songs.
So Our Last Night. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, I can see them doing
Our Last
that.
Night fucking slaps. I think Our Last Night slaps.
And that one
randomly
song,
doing
Black Beetle, but that's it.
Well, I love the whole. They can make a metal cover out of quite literally anything. They did it to the Nickelodeon intro music to random shows. Then they did a Baha Men metal cover featuring the Baha Men. I'm like, wait, so you're gonna do Who Let the Dogs Out with the guys who made Who Let the Dogs Out?
Yep.
There's some inception happening here, and it's scary.
Again, the blend of
I like it.
fucking rock and hip hop is crazy.
Yeah. When I found out what Who Let the Dogs Out, the meaning behind that song, I was like, oh, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
That's actually fucked. If you know, you know. If you don't know, Google it if you want to. I don't care. But again, that goes back to hip hop is adaptable. You can put in anything if you try.
Yeah, I think we should
also listen
end
to
it
trap
off
music.
here. Yeah, I think we should end it off here. Do you have any final words, DJ?
I like music. I like music a lot. I really like music. And if you don't like music, you should. And if you don't like A Day to Remember, you should. Hi, Jeremy. Boo-woo and all that.
All right. And if anything, listen to A Day to Remember. See you guys.